any of this that you would like to pass on right now? I would love to hear it.
I think I read somewhere because you had the different harvests and crops, that those first fruits were actually several times throughout the year.
Throughout the year.
Whenever the festival came, then
there's
it would
three
be
of them.
first fruits of the latest
Yeah, there's
harvest.
three. Yeah.
This is the first one. Obviously, in Israel, at that time of the year, in that season in time, we could get into something altogether different here, talking about the global warming. I think rather than we polluted the air and caused it, I think it's a normal operation that there's warming, there's cooling. You know, I won't get into that, but I think it was warmer at that point in time. And in Israel, Jerusalem area, they could plant their first crops in January, and in the spring have their first harvest, and they'd bring that. Okay, we don't do that much gardening here. You know?
Well, it's such a cold climate.
Yeah, and when you do your gardening, you should bring your first fruits and vegetables over here. We will wave it just before we eat it.
Well, you know, you're laughing about that, but I had a
true.
huge garden, you know, most of my life, and I always took the very first things I got off of everything, and I took it and gave it at the, you know, to my pastor.
And nobody was laughing.
Nobody was laughing.
No. Okay.
But but anyway, I've done that all my life. I mean, even the strawberries that I got last year, and the first ones I got, first tomatoes and everything. I did that.
I know you did. Okay.
He's one.
Yeah.
When I was in Africa, they don't have a lot of people that worked as far as making money. So that's all they could bring was what they grew in their garden, and they brought it every Sunday.
Yeah, so they would do their first fruits, but then they probably kept, that was their offering to them.
Yes,
That's what you're saying.
absolutely.
I started pastoring, wow, a long time ago, in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I think it would have been September of 1960, so that's 53 years ago. And things were some bit different then. There's a lot of farmers around in those days. And they killed chickens, I guess that's a good word, butchered chickens. Whatever you do to them, you wring their neck.
Yeah, you
Okay.
kill them. You kill
And
them.
cleaned them and cut them up and brought them. And I had very little food to eat. But I'll tell you, there must have been at times 20 chickens in the freezer. I mean, we had, there was food to eat. It was chicken, but there was a lot of it.
But you had it on Sunday only.
No, that was when I was a boy.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, when I got grown, I ate every day.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, all right, we're still talking about Passover and first fruits. If anybody has any other suggestions, we'd love to hear it.
Did you get to look at that book today?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Study
looked through that. I got
really
everything.
want to intentionally really go through that, because I know she's probably the one that says that Passover, Jesus was the Passover lamb, and the first fruits was, what, 3 days later, and then he literally fulfilled, he was the first fruit.
He was the first fruit.
Rose from the dead, and that he literally did die on the Passover because he was the literal Passover lamb. I know that's one thing I gathered from that book, but I really want to intently
Well, you
study
can
that,
have,
because
I'll
she
give
seems
it back
have
to you,
a
but
grip
it's
on it.
going to look warm,
Did you get
because
to
I
look
really
at
used it.
Oh,
Did you?
Look at it.
Oh.
I've really gone through it. I probably,
This probably looks like a used book now.
I probably have marked it some
Yeah,
too, because
good,
I just
that's
can't
fine,
read
that way.
without marking.
Yeah.
Go look at my Bible if you want to see something
Yeah.
marked up.
But you'll know what parts are in
There's no pages torn out.
What would you say about her? She's a Messianic Jew and
I'd
lives in
say
Israel?
she's good. I think what she's done is brought tradition from Israel. She lived in Israel for years.
Okay.
And I think what she has learned and what she has brought with her and teaches is what she learned living in Israel,
Yeah.
which is excellent. I don't know how many years she lived there, but she lived there a few years. Oh, I've gone through that book. I've spent time with it. You can tell when you get it back that it wasn't laying on the shelf. Okay, good. Others I studied. I got into different areas. I don't just take one word. I got into whole different things. I got into Muncie's. I got into stuff on the computer. I've got a thing right here. I don't even know who this man is.
Tim Wimber? Is that?
No, this is different. Whoever this guy is right here. I don't see a name on here. It doesn't matter. I got it off the Elijah list. I copied it, but obviously didn't get his name. I've got a lot of information, and it really comes to me that is the day, as long as it's associated with the first fruits, when Jesus was the first fruit, if we celebrate that and if we commemorate it and bring in, since we don't have gardens that much, only one a year, it doesn't really matter if we bring fruit and vegetables or not. We bring our livelihood.
It does if you want a big harvest.
Yeah, but we're not farmers.
No, I know, but I mean, I'm just thinking
we
of the
want to
ones
harvest.
that have little plants, well, like the 3 tomato plants you gave me, So
She got 76 tomatoes off of those.
79.
Sorry about that.
79
tomatoes off
off
of that.
of just those 3 little plants. And I didn't even have a very good place to grow them, and it didn't have enough dirt and all kinds of stuff. So, but how in the world I got 79 tomatoes off those 3 little plants, I don't know. But anyway, I did. But I gave my first fruit.
I had a ton of cherry tomatoes I never even planted.
Wow.
I didn't put them in the ground.
We had a man. We had a man
Yes,
by
it
here.
was-
We had a man by here this
Yeah,
week
that's
who has all kind of plants.
Oh, man.
He wants to give us, I don't know where we put them.
Actually, well, he said for me to plant the tomatoes in 5-gallon buckets. Well, he's going to bring me the 5-gallon buckets. And he said that is the best thing to plant it in because it, has more, space. Because I was going to buy those big old pots, which would have equal to the height of a 5-gallon bucket. But they're giving us everything.
Good.
They're giving us the plants.
And plus, if
they're
we
giving
find a
us-
place to dig, he'll come dig it for
Yeah,
us.
he'll actually do a 30 by 30 garden for us if we had the place to put it. But that we don't have a big enough yard, to do that. But his premise is that he wants to do something for everyone in the fellowship rather than just one person. He wants a community garden for us. He
All
wants,
of us to have
where
all
all
we-
of us can
Yeah.
have whatever harvest we,
And he'll do the work, along
And
with he'll get
he'll-
some guys
yeah.
to help him.
yeah. And
It's
so,
a group of felons.
yeah,
He's been out of jail 13 years. He's not
Yeah.
dangerous.
But he has a ministry called From Felons to Professionals. And he's getting felons that have good attitudes, that have some ambition in life, that want to do, but because of their being a felon, they cannot get a job. People don't want to hire them. So he's training them how to do gardens, how to grow these things, how, and how to plant the herbs and spices and all that around these things to keep squirrels and rabbits and all that kind of thing from eating it. So hey,
And green tomato
Yeah.
worms.
So it's just like, wow, you can do all this. See, I can learn something here
You
too.
would have enjoyed being here. They
Yes.
spent hours here
Yes. Oh
this week.
man.
We had quite an
I have a
interesting
lot of
week.
information too that we need to do something with here, but haven't had time yet. But it's amazing what they do, to help people who do have,
Okay,
felons in the
Passover,
past.
we can count on, when we observe Passover, one of the first things we can count on is an angel will be assigned to us for this year. That's amazing, and it's true. I can show you. Let me share this with you. Vernon and I had another experience. We told you about when we were in Florida how the big lines kept
kept bouncing across the wall.
15 different times. And we were on the 6th floor. And there was no way a light could have gotten in that room. Everything was closed off. Okay. Thursday morning, we woke up here at this house, upstairs on the 2nd floor in the back side of the house. And we were laying there talking about what we want to do with you. How we are ready to go down into Detroit, how we're ready to go through the square mile and divorce Beelzebub, and remarry Jesus, and then speak and pray the writ of assistance from the angels. Now, it's taken me some time. I don't buy into things real fast. It's taken me some time to work through this. But I've worked through it, and it's really powerful. Okay, I'll explain more about that. But we were laying there talking about how the city hall has been infiltrated, and the city, somebody said for the last 30 years, at least, it's been infiltrated with demonic spirits. Like right now, the head of the city council is openly gay and projects that. All kind of crooked stuff is going on all the way back, and I won't even name names. There's no point in it, even if I knew. All the evil has been connected and dejected into Detroit. Okay, we were laying there talking about how we can represent the city. We have authority here. Number one, I am the senior man of God, pastor, in the entire metropolitan area. I have pastored in this area now almost 50 years. Everybody else that I've heard of is many years less than that. They either move in or out, or they don't stick around. We have gained humongous authority. Then we left the suburbs and have moved and lived right here in the middle of this city for these last 16 months. We have gained authority. We will go down to City Hall and take the authority and represent the city, represent the residents, represent the power of authority in Detroit, and divorce Baal and create an atmosphere of Jesus and being married, and then call for the writ of the assistance of the angel. We were laying there talking about this. Suddenly, as we talked, laying on our backs, looking straight up, her eyes were closed, I saw two bright lights flash on my ceiling and stay there. They were about this long. They were not long like the others. They were about that wide. They were right over my head.
Wow, baby. You're powerful.
What was that?
It's the fireplace gate.
That was right on time, wasn't it? That was the emphasis.
Thank you.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised at what created that. If the angels, this place, if I use the word infested, it would be correct. But rather than that, it is crowded with angels in this house. I know that. They are all over the place. I lay there and looked up, and there are these two bright lights. They weren't just little shadows who break in the night. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning. Somewhere around that?
Yeah, somewhere around that.
Okay. And I watched, I thought, what in the world? There's no cars. We're on the second floor. This is in the back. There's no street out here. No lights could come in here. The blinds were closed. The shade was closed. And we have those dark curtains pulled over. So there's no light in that room. When I walk in that room without lights, it is dangerous. I'll be honest with you. I don't just walk. I walk like this because I don't know what I'm going to hit. Because I get turned around in the dark. I don't know if you do or not.
I can see in the dark.
She has cat eyes. I don't. I walk like this, and oftentimes I'll bump into a dresser, a chest of drawers, looking for the door. Especially in the night when I get up. It's very rare, but when I get up to go to the bathroom, I walk like that. Okay, that's how dark it is in that bedroom. No night light in there.